rear evaporator on this GMC Yukon, and oh, he didn't make it. They don't do real good in dry climates. He did. Be free! Be free! Too late. 2004 GMC Yukon XL. Just got to pull this here plastic panel off. Show you what it looks like. Let's do it. Things trapped in here. You got to pull all these side panels off, all that good stuff. They're not too hard. Be easier than the rear main I got to do on the other one. I do the rear main on the other Yukon once I get done with this Yukon. It's like a Yukon bonanza around here. There you rascal. Most of the things on these snap together like Legos. You can see this once I laid the seat forward, everything just kind of snaps apart, covers this panel. Obviously there's going to be an electrical connector for that. Yeah, it just pops off. Sometimes you just tug on it, see what happens. You gotta get this electrical plug. Oh, there it goes. That's where your evaporator case is. Should be all downhill from here. Well, not in a bad way. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty. You guys want to see too? Alright, I'll light it up for you. I gotta disconnect the two heater hoses, the two AC lines, and there's one 10mm nut on a stud from the bottom. And everything else happens up top. Let me get a drip pan. Can't even get that one. I can't get the 10mm until I move the heater hoses out the way. Those are unbolted. Oh, this one too. Alright. There's two 10mm studs with nuts on them. I think I will use a quick connect tool. I think it'll fit in here to pop these off in one piece instead of disassemble them. If you squeeze the retainer and pull it apart, then spacers and O-rings come apart and you gotta fumble with all that, putting it back together. So if a tool will fit, we'll do it that way. As is often the case with these things, the quick connect tool would not release the plastic retainer with the hose on. So I gave up, got my needle nose, my curved ones, and squeezed the tabs, popped the plastic housing off the retainer, and now that I put the hose removal tool on it, comes right off when it's not in the hose. Which that tells me that this piece is manufactured about a 1/16 of an inch too short to work correctly on this setup. The quick connect hose removal tools work for me about 70% of the time, but on this one I gave up and took them apart and reassembled them separately. All right, take that 10mm nut off there and hop inside to get the case out. And one of the tricky things about this, there's a bolt in here to slide this duct first off. This comes out here from inside. Pretty tricky of them. Now this thing comes forward. The ducts hold in the ducts that hold in the ducts, basically. A couple of bolts back there. I think there's one back here somewhere. There it is. Get out the old impact, pull that out. A couple of wiring connectors, and the box pulls out. Now what's cool is they give you this connector up here. It gives you hope. You're like, oh, I can just unplug that and the whole harness can stay under the case. Nah, it runs up to the front too, and there's no connector over there. So this is just to tease you and make you think it's going to be real easy, but you got to take the whole harness off the case. I pop these clips out. Use a small pair of needle nose. Sometimes they come right out, sometimes they don't. And one way to make sure they'll fight you is to turn the camera on. That should be about it. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. And the heater hoses, the heater tubes, the lip on the tube will make it so that it thinks something's holding it. I roll it on its side so coolant doesn't come out of the heater core, although it's been draining for about 15 minutes.
Oh.
William, was that the right rear brake light or something?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Puppy dogs and spiders, common household pets. Dodge ringing. Come on, don't be like that. Oh, it might be on the plastic case too, but I know just wants to stab me in the arm really bad. There you go. Forcing it, almost always the best plan of action.
Absolutely. My wife with the remote. I said, yeah, go ahead. Press the button harder, because that'll make it work. Dad, jam it. Put your nail into it so it splits the rubber. That's what they like.
That's the best way to get your remote to work. It's the same way you get this. You try to be nice. You try to be nice. It's just not going to come back to you. You just have to accept it. The hell? It's a little plastic bridge on the pipe caught in a plastic case. And it's strong as hell. There you go. Another 1/16 of an inch. It would have come right off instead. I wouldn't have had to be such a hard ass on it. Sharp. Careful. Oh, look at that. Well, I suppose you have to unbolt the expansion valve before you can slide it out. It's kind of weird. Well, it looks like what these turkeys have done is put this little ear on here so you can't slide it out like you thought you could looking at it. So that coverette comes off, and then you split the whole case. I believe those screws are to split the case. These screws are for the cover. So, a couple bolts away. Now, I should be able to. It's funny, the bolts face the wrong direction too. Because I'm thinking I'm going to pull the top off and leave the blower motor and everything laying in the bottom, right? Something holding in here. Tell me they want you to unbolt the heater core, the case, but oh, no wait. That was way too easy. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. There is another bolt somewhere keeping this thing from splitting. Oh, look. There it is. I found it. Once I take that bolt out, then I can split the case in half to slide the evaporator out because of this piece here. Keep rowing. I probably wouldn't take this one out last if I knew about it. Adjusting.
No, I'm good. That's my front. They eat all day long out there.
Okay. That's no dessert.
Okay.
That's a little dessert right here.
That's all right.
Anyway, thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Another bolt hidden inside. These guys are great. There you go. There you go. Oh, I see dye right here, so that's good. Look at that dog hair.
Man, that's clogged up.
I'm gonna put some refrigerant oil on these O-rings. You don't ever want to put O-rings together dry. They always want to have a little lubrication so they can move as you tighten things. They're going to want to settle, and if they're bone dry, rather than settling flat and finding a nest, they tend to tear. and then you'll end up going, where's the leak? So always lubricating with whatever suits the purpose for that task. In this case, PAG 46. I wish they'd give you the all the rubber insulators that keep it from bouncing around in the case. What I'll probably do, we have AC tape, which is a thick rubbery, like tar-like tape. I'll probably use that and get it about the same thickness so it feels like it's snug in the case. Don't have much choice because it didn't come with new tape.
William, when you get to a stop point, come to the office.
These are all snugged up. They don't get crazy tight. Obviously you want to compress the O-ring and then go tight enough that it's not going to loosen up. But the O-ring's what seals it, not how tight this nut is. So just snug them up good so it won't loosen. Everything else looks good. Now it's time to grab the AC tape. This tape is a gooey, tar-like, sticky tape. Basically it's just 1/8 inch thick or so. So I'll fold it in half, make it a little thicker. Pretty tacky. It's not crazy sticky, but it sticks pretty well. And we'll go all the way around and see how it fits in the case. That fits in nice and snug. Heater cores back. It's interesting how they make it so it doesn't fit over it. I'm going to bend these plastic tabs back. So what it is, it's hitting on this ridge. Someone's kicking the shit out of a skunk somewhere. There you go. You can spend most of the day playing nice, or you can make it happen. You can spend most of the day playing nice, or you can find a way to make it work. Boom. Went ahead and made sure my new O-ring washers are on there, ready to go. Now it's just a matter of dropping this thing in. Oh, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Go over all your electrical connectors. Make sure every one of them rascals is back in its nest. This one goes to the power outlet in the back. I leave it laying on top so I don't forget to hook it up when I put the plastic panel on. Blower motor never was unplugged. The resistor plugged in. Alright, everything looks good. Got to slide this duct back down on here. There you go. A couple little bolts up here. Now what I like to do is, I'm going to get some of the big stuff buttoned up here. I'll go underneath and button up the heater hoses and the AC hose so I can get the AC machine on and get the vacuum going. Then I'll come back here and finish up the interior panels while it's vacuuming. Save a little time. Gotta put these 10s in before you hook them hoses up. Put them heater hoses on first. You have to disconnect them to get to this or use a wrench. I don't know how many years that would take. I'm not doing it that way. Just saying. Now I gotta get the trusty 13 on there. What brand are these? I forget what I bought. Sunex, and they work really well. These don't get crazy tight either. It's another thing that the washer does the sealing, but this one does put pressure on that washer. And I find using an impact is gentler on everything. It doesn't try to turn it. If you do it with a hand wrench or ratchet, then you'll be trying to twist all the aluminum. But an impact will make it nice and tight without twisting it so much. Make sure you get a good click. Give them a tug down, make sure they're stuck on there good. Release the Kraken. Or hose pinchers, whatever you want to call them. I forgot this is a Blue Point too. I gotta sell this. I'll sell this and buy the original brand. Alright, put the machine on this thing. I'm done underneath. Looking at my kind of wasn't your face, but sorry about that. Alright. That was the hard part. Oh, dragon. Don't forget your little speaker connector. Phone is ringing. I always tell when Katie's at lunch. If they're all lined up, the snaps will pop right on. If they're fighting you, one of them probably tweaked over a little bit, or it's not quite lined up left or right. When they're lined up correctly, they pop right on. Oh, you guys fell, man. I apologize. Hope you're alright. This one wants to stay. Doesn't want to go. Should I stay or should I go? It's got to lift up a little bit. Come on now. Get back here, studio. Another problem you got to worry about is this plastic will cut you. You drag your hand up, it's pretty sharp. So you definitely don't want to do that. Most of these are all lined up. It'll sit pretty flush with the rubber edge. Should be good. This is all flush. This just hangs in limbo. Put the customer seats back. Got some oil ready to go. Seatbelt's free. Alright. This thing's vacuuming down real good now too. So I come back from lunch. See it pull down to 30 real nice. You know you got a good seal. I come back from lunch, this thing should be ready to charge. Alright. Passed the leak check, charged it all up. That thing's got to be icy cold now. Let's go see. Oh man, this thing got heavily birdie bombed. That's terrible. Must have been drinking. Oh man, if you guys can feel that, that is nice. That is nice. Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn this up a little bit because I got it on auto and 68 has it humming. It's like 78, 80 degrees today. Beautiful day out, but Florida, we're getting ready for the heat, humidity, and misery through about end of September, early October. Then I can start bragging about the weather again. But anyway. This Yukon this thing's fixed. I'm gonna take it for a quick drive, verify my repairs, that they work on the highway, but I mean, my nipples could cut glass right now, that's all I'm gonna say. It's working. So thanks for watching this video, hope you got something from it. Maybe torque that like button at the bottom of the screen, I really appreciate it, helps the channel out. Maybe leave a comment, tell me what you think, and share the video around too, that helps as well. And subscribe if you want to see more automotive and tool related content. See you guys in the next video. Don't forget, you're awesome.